So we'll be seeing tuple replication today. So replication is also an operation which is done and in the usual way as it is done for lists. So replication means repetition. So if I have a tuple over here and you have to only use this multiplication operator, which is in case of sequences, it is known as replication operator. And we have an integer object along with it. So you can only use this replication operator with a sequence and an integer object, not a float object, not a string object, not a complex object, okay, an integer object. So only this replication is possible between sequences, that is tuples, strings or lists, along with the integer, right? So let's see an example of that. We have this and I'm going to create a tuple and multiply it by 3. So you can see that the elements are repeated how many times? 3 times. I also have a tuple here, numbers. If I multiply that by 4, you can see all the elements of the tuple numbers are repeated how many times? 4 times. So this is used in the same way as it is used for lists. Accessing individual elements. Now in a tuple, how to access individual elements? If you have a tuple, so I'm just going to take this tuple here. This is a list which I had converted into a tuple using the tuple function. So I'm going to change the brackets. This is 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So we are going to see accessing elements in a tuple. So how do we access elements? If I have to access the value 30, so I will be using what index over here? 2, which is the third element. Okay, position will always be, please remember this, it will be one more than the index, right? So numbers 2 means this value, that is 30, right? So you can access elements, no doubt. This kind of an operation, sorry, one second, just a second. This kind of an operation is correct because here you are only trying to access the element, but if you try to assign the value like this is not allowed. Individual tuple assignment is not allowed, okay, but accessing individual tuple elements is allowed. Difference from lists. Tuples are immutable. We have already seen. Individual item assignment not allowed. We have seen that. Traversing a tuple also we have seen. You can traverse a tuple using for range, for item in collection, or for I am going to add that over here, for I or index comma item in enumerate collection. So this is another one which we use. So 3 ways I have already explained to you before. So a quick program we will see on that. Program to print elements of a tuple in separate lines along with elements both indices, that is positive and negative. So let's do this question. So I'm naming this as tuple positive negative indices. So now we are going to have a tuple here. So the tuple is already given to us. I'm going to just copy this and it is just named it as TUP, and this kind of a quotation mark is not allowed. So I have to change the quotation mark. So this is it. Now to print the value. So I'm writing here for now because I also, this question also involves, you have seen, it also involves the indices positive or negative. Now, as I told you before, you have to write the documentation of your program, so that I am not repeating here because I want to utilize as much time as possible, right? So but you people, whenever you write a program in the copy or in your assignment file, you will always write it using documentation, that is block comment. So now here you can see in this question indices are involved. Positive, you need to print both positive and negative indices. So I am using the range function for this, for I in range. So let me write here the length. Okay, now I have to print the tuple element. Okay, so the element will be what? It will be tup I. So this way, if I am using the range function, the first variant, that is for I in range variant of for loop, then I have to access each element using its index. Okay. Now the positive index, how to provide the positive index? Positive index is I itself and negative index will be I minus len tup. And let us run the program and check. So you can see that in this, the index of I is what? 0. The positive index is 0 and the negative index is -4. If you just check it over here, I just take this and bring it here. So here you will be able to see this is 0, 1, 2, 3, and this is -1, -2, -3, and -4. And in our output also we are able to see that only. You can see over here, this is the output, that is I is -4, as you can see. Love is -3, Python is -2, programming is -1, and the positive indices are also there. Okay, so this is a very simple program. This is just to understand indexing and accessing of elements. Next is comparing tuples. Now, comparison of tuples follows all the rules of comparison of lists. The same way in which you compare two lists together, you also do it with the help of tuples. Okay, so the very first condition for two tuples to be equal is number one, tuples to be equal. Firstly, number of elements should be equal or should be same in both the tuples. And second, corresponding elements should be same, right? For example, if you have T1, which is 1, 2, 3, and you have T2, which is 2, 3, and 4. So you can see that number of elements is the same, but the elements at corresponding locations are not same. This is 1, this is 2. So the moment one unequal pair is found, it is clear that both the tuples are not equal, right? So in order to be equal, it is important that number of elements should be the same and elements at corresponding elements in both tuples should also be the same. Only here we can see that, say that T1 is equal to T2. I'm not using any, I mean, okay, just to avoid confusion, let me replace these operators but by actual Python operators. So not equal like this and double equal to for representing equality. So here we can say that they are equal. So this is for two tuples to be equal, to check equality, that is very simple. Now next is using all the comparison operators. So first thing you should understand that comparison is only possible when you have tuples which are, just give me a moment, okay? Wait a second. I want to confirm something. So you have just seen over here that tuple comparison is not possible between tuples of two different types. Tuples containing elements of different types. Like here I have taken T1. Okay, here if you see, it is already, I've already taken two tuples. The first tuple contains 1, 2 and A, and the second tuple contains 3, 2 and 1. Okay, why did it give me true? That I'm going to explain. So just look over here carefully. The first one, you can see that 1 and 3. These two are what? Unequal, and it follows this condition, that is 1 less than 3, because we are checking T1 less than T2. So this is what? True. You don't need to check the other elements. So Python doesn't move to the other elements. It simply evaluates true on the basis of checking the first pair, right? And we get the result as true. But in the next one, we did this. That is T1 is 1, 2, 3, but all these are what? String data type. Their data type is what? String. And here the data type of individual values is what? Integers. So when you are trying to perform any comparison between the two, it will give us error. Okay. And what is that error which we are getting? It is type error. Why? Because it is not supported. This type of operation is not supported between string and integer. Okay. But it will be supported between. Now if I just use, I'm just using integer string, not supported. Integer float is supported. Okay, it will work fine. If I take a tuple T3 and which contains 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, okay, and I write here T1 less than or T1 greater than T3. So you can see that, okay, T1 was a string, right? I'm writing T1 here, T2 here, T3 here. So you can see T1 was string, so I'm taking T2 less greater than T3. So this is supported and it is giving me the result also, that is, it is false. So because both are equal, if I write here T2 equal to T3, it will give me true because the values are considered to be equal. Only thing is this is in integers and this is in float, but the values of both are equal. But the same thing, T1 is, it contains all string type, so you cannot compare T1 with T2, you cannot compare T1 with T3. Equality operator is supported, that is, if I write it like this, it is supported because obviously both the elements in both the tuples are not the same. T1 contains all string type values and T2 contains all integer type values. So equality, not equality, that they both will be supported, but these comparison, they won't be supported. That is less than, greater than, less than, equal to, greater than, equal to. It should only take place between integer, integer, integer float. Okay, that is values of the same type. String, you can compare string with string, right? Even if I take some nested list, like I take T4, which is equal to, I write here 1, 2, 3, comma, nested tuple I have taken, right? And I write here T1, sorry, T2 less than T4. Okay, so it is also giving me true. Why? Because it has to check only the first few values, right? Okay, let me do it this way. So you can see over here in the previous one, that is this example, why did it give me true? Although this tuple contained, although we had T2 which is equal to 1, 2 and 3. This was T2, right? So it already contained 3 integer values, and here also it has 3 integer values and 1 tuple value over here, 1 tuple object. But simply when I'm trying to compare these two, T2 is less than T4, so it just checks these values. It finds that these 3 values are equal, and for the other one, it just writes true. That is, we don't have the number of elements in T4 is what it is more than that in T2. So T2 is considered less than T4. Okay, but surprisingly, when I do it this way, that is, I have taken the other one, that is T5. T5 is a nested tuple, as you can see here, and T2 is 1, 2, 3, which is a simple tuple. So here it rejects this, it gives us an error, a type error. Why? Because this first element, firstly, this is one element and it is trying to make comparison between the first element of T2 and the first element of T5. 1 comma 2 is a tuple which is the first element of T5 and the first element of T2 is 1. So here the comparison is between integer and tuple object, which is blatantly rejected. But here the problem, the factor is the comparison is done between, firstly it is checked. In this case, both the tuples contain the same number of elements. So when firstly, Python always checks for, Python first checks for number of elements. If number of elements in the first tuple is less than the number of elements in the second tuple, then it will simply deduce that tuple 1 is less than tuple 2. If the number of elements in tuple 1 is less than that of second tuple. Okay, it doesn't go to element by element comparison. But when, so that is the reason, because here there are 3 elements, here there are 4 elements, so it simply deduces that T2 is less than T4 and we don't get any error message over here. Rather we get a true value. But here the values, the number of values, number of elements, that is equal. That is the reason once it checks that the number of elements is equal, it proceeds towards element by element comparison. So it proceeds to compare the first element of T2 with the first element of T5, and it finds that this comparison is not possible because these are two different values. So please remember how Python does the comparison. First, it checks for the number of elements. If it is equal, or if it is unequal, and deduces, if the decision comes out based on the number of elements, then fine, it will not proceed towards checking element by element. Okay, but then if the number of elements in both the tuples is the same, then it will move towards the next step, that is checking element by element, performing element to element comparison. Okay, so the first step is always checking number of elements, and the second step is element to element comparison. And rest of the things are same as comparison between two strings, comparison between two lists, and so on. So if we have the same number of elements, like I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and T3 has 4, 5. Sorry, let me take some value like this: 1, 2, 4, and 5. So these are the two values. Now the number of elements is the same. So now Python is going to proceed towards actually checking. So my expression is this: T2 less than T3. So it will first check these two, they both are equal, so it will move to the second one. Check these two, they both are equal, move to the next one. 3, is it less? It finds 3 less than 4, which is true. So then it doesn't check the other one, it doesn't check the last pair, because the decision has been made based on the third element in both the tuples, and the decision is what? It is true, right? So if we just see how it works. So let me take, I'll take T1 again, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I'm taking T2, or okay, I'm taking T2 as 1, 2, 4, and 5. I've just changed the name. And 1 second. Oh, I did a mistake. T2 equals 2, 4, and 5, right? So print T1 and T2. So you can see these two are, the first one is T1, second one is T2. If I write T1 less than T2, it will give me true, because 3 is less than 4. First two are equal, 3 is less than 4. Got it? So this is how tuple comparison is done. Comparison between two tuples is done. Always remember, whenever you are comparing using these comparison operators, they will always be used uh, except the equal to and not equal to operator. Except this equal and not equal operator, the other comparison operators, these will always only accept elements of same type. Okay, these four types of comparison operators will only accept elements of the same type. With these two, any type of elements can be compared, because either they would be equal or unequal. If you are making a comparison between, like suppose I'll do this, 3 less than 3. It is not supported, but if I write, this is supported. So if you are using this, you can see that 3 is what integer, and this 3 is what? It is a string, because it is enclosed within single quotes. Less than operator is rejected, but equality operator is accepted here. 3 less than equal to 3, that is also not supported, but 3 not equal to 3, this is, sorry, 3 not equal to 3, this is supported. You can see it clearly over here. So these four operators, they only accept elements of the same type, and these two operators, they accept elements of different types, different or same types, both. Is it clear to everybody? Please remember this rule, that is equality operator and not equal to operator, they accept elements of different types, whereas these four comparison operators only accept elements of the same type. So that was comparing tuples. Next, and a very interesting concept, that is unpacking tuples. What is unpacking tuples? You might have seen unpack, to pack and unpack. What do we do for packing? We bring a carton, or we have a if we have a suitcase, what we will do, we will put all our clothes into that, close it, and we'll take it somewhere, we'll carry it. Then there we will unpack, that is open the case, and we will take out everything from it, right? So packing and unpacking. So here packing means packing means combining elements to form a tuple. That is packing elements, packing multiple elements into a tuple. Packing multiple elements into a tuple. That is known as packing. And unpacking means extracting individual elements from tuples into different variables, right? Unpacking means extracting individual elements from tuples into different variables. Let's see an example. If you have a tuple here, T1, which contains 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you write A, comma B, comma C, comma D equals T1, okay, that will unpack the tuple. How? You will see it here. We have T1 like this, and I'm writing A, comma B, comma C, comma D equals T1. And let me now print these four values. And you can see the four values are printed. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, and D is 4. That is, you have unpacked the elements of the tuple T1 into different variables. As many number of elements, as many number of variables. Okay, number of elements will be equal to the number of variables which you are using. And with this you can also make some changes, like you can write here C equals 6, and then you want to pack the tuple again. So T1 equals A comma B comma C comma D, and now if you check T1, you can see that the element has changed. The third element has changed. So this procedure which we did now, that is packing. Earlier what we did, this procedure is known as unpacking. So just see it over here. This is known as unpacking of a tuple. And next, what we did here, this is known as packing a tuple. Okay, so unpacking of a tuple, that is breaking down each of the elements, extracting each of the elements from the tuple and storing them in different variables, that is known as unpacking. And packing a tuple means again collecting all the variables together and placing them into a tuple, that is known as packing a tuple. So packing and unpacking is a very useful concept of Python. Okay, you can easily do this. And you can also modify the elements just like I modified it just now, right? So you can also modify any elements of a tuple using packing and unpacking. Why packing and unpacking is important? Because we can, it's a very handy method of individual item reassignment. Okay, because tuples do not allow us individual item reassignment. Hence, we can use packing and unpacking to extract elements from a tuple and to update the values or update the elements within the tuple. Next is deleting tuples. Now, if I have to delete any element of a tuple, we are going to use the del function for doing that. If I write it like this is not allowed. Why? Because tuple doesn't, first of all, it is immutable, right? You cannot change any value in place and you cannot delete any element from the tuple. Please note that we cannot delete individual elements from a tuple, but we can delete a whole tuple, right? So how will you delete the whole tuple? We will simply write del t1, and if I now type t1, you can see that the name t1 is not defined, right? So you can delete the whole tuple L tuple object, right? So you can delete a whole tuple, but you cannot delete individual elements within a tuple. Unlike lists where we can even delete individual elements. So that is the reason why functions like pop, insert, remove, they won't work on tuples. Right. These, if you remember, the insert function was used to add any element to any position within the list, right? Append function, it was used to add elements to a list, if you remember these, right? Pop function was to remove any return an element which is deleted from the list also, and which is saved, which could be saved in a variable also. And remove function, which was also used to remove individual elements from the list. All these kinds of functions, and even extend function, which was used to add multiple elements to a list. So all these type of functions which make any changes to a list or make any changes to a sequence, they will not be applicable on tuples. So you have to remember this, and you can also analyze them. You can check for yourself that whether a particular type of a function is it applicable on a list or not, applicable on a tuple or not. Okay, आपको ये खुद देखना है कि कोई function tuple में कुछ change तो नहीं कर रहा है. You have to see for yourself whether a function is making changes in a tuple or not. If it is making changes, it means that function is not applicable on a tuple. So please be very vigilant when you are writing your answers in your exam, students. Okay, if you want to make changes to a tuple, first convert it into a list or unpack the elements into different elements, right? Then make the changes, then it will be accepted. Or you can totally reassign the values. So that I'm going to tell you now how you can modify elements within a list. Sorry, modify elements within a tuple. This is okay, numbers is not defined, so I'm going to first create numbers. This is numbers, and now I have to, you know that because it is a tuple, if I try to write a statement like this, it will not be allowed, it will be totally rejected. Okay, because individual item assignment is not allowed, but you still want to make changes to the tuple. How can you do this? So first thing is convert this into a list, and I'm going to just write here list numbers. Okay, so LNum is a list consisting of the same elements as that of tuple, and numbers is a tuple, right? Now I can make changes in LNum. I want to change the fourth element, so I have used the index 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, right? And I've given it a different value. So now if I check lnum, it has changed. You can see the fourth element has changed. The element at index 3 has changed. So now what I'm going to do is again convert it back, that is reassign this. So I will write here numbers equals tuples lnum. Now whatever tuple was already there in the memory, how it was, just see here. Earlier we had numbers, right? And numbers consisted of these values. Right? So this is a tuple. This is a tuple. Okay. I created lnum, which is a list. So within this list, I was easily able to make the change. That is, I wrote lnum 3 equals 60. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3 equals 60. That is, this value will be changed now to 60. Okay. And then I again repacked, then I again reassigned numbers. So now what happened? Another tuple object is created out of lnum, which is this. And this numbers is now assigned this value. And the previous association is broken. Got it? So now my tuple numbers is pointing to this tuple object rather than this one. Okay. And the list is also there in the memory. Fine. But another tuple object is created. So this is how I can make changes into a tuple. So this is one way in which I can make changes. Second way is using packing, unpacking. I have numbers. Already it has these values. Right? So I write here A, B, C, D, E equals numbers, which will make it like this. That is, A will have 10, B will have 20, C will have 30, right? You want to change the fourth element, that is this one. So the fourth element is what? This D equals 40. So you can easily write here D equals 60. So again in the memory somewhere 40 might be stored, because I had told you that in tuples also there are pointers or references to memory locations which contain the actual value. So again D was earlier pointing to 40, but now it will be pointing to 60. So this change has been made, and now you are repacking. So now what will happen when you are repacking it? It is again creating another tuple object. Okay, and this previous association is broken. Understood? So this is the second method of doing this, and yet another method I am telling you. That is, I have numbers here and I want to change the fourth element to 60, right? This is what I want to do. So what I can do is numbers equals numbers. I'm using tuple slicing now. I'll start from the first one and I will end at the one whose index I have to change, that is 3. So what it is, the first slice is going to be what? These values 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4, because the stop index is 3, so it is going to accept values from 0 to 2, which is going to be my first half, plus 60 comma, because I'm concatenating tuple slice with a tuple object. I can only concatenate tuple slice with another tuple object, so I have provided it this way, plus again the rest numbers and whatever was left after 3, that is 4. Okay, so this way I can change the values. So when programmatically you are doing, you can do it very easily. How? You will ask from the user the position. Okay, user will enter the position 4, so you can yourself create index equals pause -1, and you can write numbers equals numbers colon, because it is pause, that is 4, so an index is actually what, 3 over here, right? So I'll write index over here, so it will accept any values till index -1, that is this value, plus whatever value you have to change, that is val comma plus numbers. Now I'll be starting the value from which position? Index +1, because the value at index had to be changed. Okay, so rest, now there could be more elements after this, so that will be index +1 till the end of the tuple. So this I'm going to write programmatically. So this is yet another way of changing values within a list. Packing, unpacking, and comparison of tuples, and how to update individual elements within a tuple. So you can use multiple ways of doing that, because in Python you have many options. Okay, whole lot of options for doing that. Unfortunately, many programming languages are there which don't have these many options. So these are 3 different ways which I explained you, through which you can change or uh, make individual item assignment in tuple. Okay, so with this I end today's class, students.